Tell me anything that comes to your head.
Letters, numbers.
You seen anything that look familiar to you on it? Or anything, you recognize any name that you seen on it? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that is.
sodium,
What else? Just sodium alone.
aluminum.
Alright. Alright, good. So it so this is what exactly a periodic table looks like, right? And we're gonna learn about it in a few minutes. But this is, as I said before, this is like the base thing that you need to learn. So I normally recommend students to like learn this first, focus on learning this, the periodic table, right? And you should know the first 1 to 20 elements. Like know the first 1 to 20 elements, you're gonna know everything
Yeah,
about that first 1 to 20, which would be H and Ca here. So you need to know every single thing about hydrogen and
yeah.
calcium. Yes?
From where to where?
Oh, you hearing me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. As I said before, you're gonna focus on knowing the first 1 to 20. Make sure you know the first 1 to 20, as you know every single thing about them. What you can start to do now, being that you are like ahead now, you can just know the names of each symbol that you're seeing for of each letter. So what is H, what is Li, what is Be, what is B, what is C, what is N, what is O. So just know the name for each of them. So I would recommend that you write out the first 1 to 20, right, with the names and the symbols beside them. So you can write that down in a
Yes,
book in your spare time. Now,
yeah.
overall, what is the periodic table? Now, it's a group of chemical elements, and the elements, what we mean by elements, these are the symbols that you're seeing on the sheet. Where you see the H, where you see the Li, where you see the P, where you see the O. These are what we deem as elements, and elements make up our everyday life. Atoms make elements, so every single thing that you're seeing, right, contains some form of element. But what happens is that scientists, what they would do, you use like, when you're watching the movie there, them cartoon, you'll have like small microchips that they use so that every single thing is intact, right? So though
Yeah.
when they're just building those stuff, they would use like atoms, right? And they would use like elements. But they're making like, for example, a metal chair, when they're making cars, right? Those cars, when they just start to make them, they use atoms to make up those cars and so on. So the car not just make like that. You have like small stuff that they would use to make them, and then over a period of time, like robots, machines, right? Whether you see in the TV, whether you see in the bed, stuff like that. Every single thing that you're seeing is built upon elements, right? And atoms are present in elements. Understand what I say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So looking on that table that you have now, right, you realize that they have what we deem as chemical elements, and them they are letters where you see. Now,
Yeah.
what do you observe, or what are you seeing as it relates to the numbers? What type of pattern you see with the numbers that you see on the page?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
sir, kind of blurry because the internet's slow.
Whereas, are you seeing my screen completely?
Yeah.
Alright, hold on. Let me draw for my periodic table. You tell me the pattern that you're seeing as it relates to the numbers. What's the pattern that you're seeing as it relates to numbers? Any pattern?
Oh, elements in a same column share the same color.
I don't want you to focus on the color right now. Yeah, we identify the key, but let's focus more in terms of going across. Like, say, all right, you're moving from H to CA. What's the pattern you're seeing? What's happening?
Alphabetical order. Wait, alphabetical order?
No, alphabetical order mean you talk about the alphabet, you know. What are you seeing as it relates to the numbers, not the letters? And it's not really alphabetical. Those are what we call symbols. But let's focus on in terms of the number. What's happening to the number is what? It's doing what? What's happening to the number? What's happening to the number as you move from what? As you move from H to CA.
The increase.
Good. Excellent. So the idea is that as it relates to the periodic table, right, is that the elements are arranged based on what we deem as the atomic number. So they're arranged in order, right, based on the atomic number. So if
Yeah.
you look, and we're gonna learn about that, you realize that the atomic number, so the numbers that you're seeing based on the one that I showed you, right, they're arranged based on the atomic number. You learn about the atomic number, right, pretty soon. So that's how the elements are arranged, right? You start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you get the trend. So if you're supposed to go back to the periodic table here, you have 1 which would be hydrogen, 2 which would be helium, and then Li which would be 3, and then Be which would be beryllium, 5 boron, 6 carbon, 7 nitrogen, 8 oxygen, 9 fluorine, 10 neon, 11 sodium, 12 magnesium, 13 aluminum, 14 silicon, 15 phosphorus, 15 sulfur, 17 chlorine, 18 argon, 19 potassium, and 20 calcium, right? So at the CXE level, you need to know, you need to learn about, you need to know from the first 1 to 20 inside out. So focus on knowing these right now, the first 1 to 20. And then as time progresses, right, you will learn about some few others. You don't need to know every single thing word for word. Right? But you need to know the first 1 to 20. You need to learn about that because it's in the course outline. Following?
Yes, sir.
Now, elements are arranged based on what we call periods. I'm gonna draw that on the whiteboard in a few minutes. We're gonna join the last session using the link I'm gonna send in a few minutes. That will be the last session for today. So elements are arranged in rows, and these are what we call periods, and columns, which would be called groups, right? As it relates to the features of
Yes, sir.
the periodic table, right? You will learn about the atomic number. So hydrogen would have the atomic number of 1, and then the other element would have the atomic number of 2, right? So if you're looking on the picture right here, hydrogen would have the atomic number of 1, helium 2, lithium 3, beryllium 4. So those are what we call atomic numbers that you see. Periods, horizontal row. I'm gonna explain that in a few minutes. Right? Rows go down or across.
Sir?
When you talk about rows, do they go down or do they go across? Do they go down or do they go across? Yeah, good. And groups, these are columns. Columns go down. When you build a house, right? If you want to say go down or go up, right? Either one. But these are vertical columns. So in the periodic table, you gotta have periods and you gotta have groups. Those are important, right? So just take your time, you know, to rush it, right, to have an understanding of the periodic table. I'm gonna send you the next link, right, so you can join for the last session for today, alright?
Yes, sir.
Alright, good.